In the Factor follow-up segment tonight, the battle over gender politics. If there's any doubt about whether Hillary Clinton will use gender in her campaign against Donald Trump, she totally erased it during a speech today to Planned Parenthood supporters.
When Donald Trump says, "Let's make America great again," that is code for let's take America backward. Back to a time when opportunity and dignity were reserved for some, not all. Back to the days when abortion was illegal, women had far fewer options, and life for too many women and girls was limited. Well, Donald, those days are over.
Joining us now from Washington with reaction, Marjorie Dannenfelser, a Republican strategist, and here in New York, Democratic strategist Julie Roginski, who's also a Fox News contributor. I'm going to start with you, Marjorie, because I listened to Hillary. There was a striking bifurcation today. Donald Trump went to the Faith and Family Conference, talked about the NRA, guns, and terror. Hillary Clinton showed up at Planned Parenthood. Both of these candidates are staying with their gender cards.
No question. I listened to her comments with great interest. I mean, and it really does strike you that she's this interesting combination and a little concerning of old guard 70s feminist and sort of backroom style good old boy D.C. politician. And both of those things are alienating, but there's no question that what is alienating in this country right now is her extreme abortion position. And she said, in her own words very recently, that the unborn person has no rights up until the time of birth. She's also for full public funding of abortion and overturning the Hyde Amendment. That is a reversion to perhaps 70s types of women politics. But one thing I have learned in politics is that anatomy is definitely not a precursor to principle. When a woman walks in the room, you can bet there's going to be a diversity of views among the women that you're looking at.
Marjorie, hang in there. Julie, I listened to that speech as well. And there are many times that Hillary Clinton referenced the other services that Planned Parenthood offers, the cancer screenings and whatnot. And she didn't reference the abortion very often. That's a little trick because the vast majority of what Planned Parenthood does is perform abortion.
Well, actually, a lot of women, including me when I was in college, relied on Planned Parenthood not for abortions, but for, as what you talked about, which was screenings, mammograms, OB/GYN checks. And so for that reason, a lot of women have a very favorable opinion of Planned Parenthood that has absolutely nothing to do with their position on abortion. And so for that reason, it was smart of her to go to Planned Parenthood, because if you look at polling, Planned Parenthood actually has a fairly good support network among women, even women who aren't going there specifically for abortions, which I think is actually most
Marjorie,
women.
is there an opportunity for Donald? You can respond to that if you prefer.
Yeah, I just want to correct one thing. Abortion and the abortion enterprise is at the center of their business. Without the abortion enterprise, which is a third of their budget, they would not be an entity. They simply could not exist. And for every abortion clinic in every state, there are 20 community health centers that can provide the same and more services, not just reproductive health services. So this idea that they're the only provider and that they're the only place and that women's health will be destroyed is such an unbelievable misnomer, and it is why this whole war against women meme has really honestly died. We haven't heard that yet.
Well, I appreciate.
And the reason is that this has all been set aside, and as we move into this election in particular, that is going to be set aside, and the most important thing is going to be the base. And she's losing her base on this, that's for sure.
Marjorie, hang on a second. Go ahead.
Well, I appreciate you absolutely underscoring my point, which is if a third of their services is abortion, two-thirds of their services are exactly what I and thousands, if not millions of other women have used them for.
And a third of the abortions in the nation are performed by them.
I was very patient in listening to you talk, but I will also say this. Look, abortion is not the issue here. I know that Republicans love to talk about abortion, but part of what she was talking about was not just abortion. She was talking about paid family leave. She was talking about a whole host of issues, economic security, minimum wage, which affects women more than it affects men, a lot of issues that women care about.
And Julie makes a very good point, Marjorie. Should Donald Trump get off this issue? He talked about it at the Faith and Family Conference today. Should he get back on the economy? I mean, isn't this where his strengths are?
Well, he should stay on both. His strength is the economy, but his strength is this as well. Because when you put those two side to side, he has a very common ground position on abortion, and she has an extreme position on abortion. And I think getting back to the politics of this, the important thing is going to be, with both of these folks have very high negatives. I think we all know that. Everyone's reverting to party when it comes to their alignment right now. So the question is the intensity of their base. Will their base show up? And which new voters are they bringing into the fold?
I think, Marjorie, I disagree with you. I think it's an important issue for a lot of people in the country. However, Julie, I think you're right. Donald Trump's strength is going to be on the economy, getting away from the gender card.
Look, the gender card...
Is there a white guy card? Because I'm wondering if I can...
Have you played that card? Poor you, Eric. My goodness, you've been so maligned because you're a white guy in this country. I feel so sorry for you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the male gender gap for a minute.
I know, Marjorie, we'll do that on another show. We're running out of time. Marjorie and Julie, great debate. Thank you very much.